want to welcome everybody for joining us. We're going to record this session for those who can't make it. And I'd just like to introduce myself. My name is Ben Wild, and I am the team captain for Lusardi Construction for the Challenge Athletes Foundation Community Challenge this year. With me, I've got Andy Hansen, who's our other pilot. Chris Hess just walked in. We've got Marcella Garofalo, and then I've got Heidi Pugsley here. So this is basically our core team that's trying to push the initiative here at Lusardi to get as many participants as we can. On the line with us, we've got Liv Stone. She's a surfer and a superstar, and we're going to hear all about her today, and she's going to answer some questions about Challenge Athlete Foundation. I've got Bob Babbitt on the line as well. Bob is a legend in endurance sports. He's started magazines, been very involved in endurance sports, and if you have been paying attention to Ironman and things like that, you certainly know the name Bob Babbitt. We've got Nancy Reynolds and Heidi Wiggins also with the Challenge Athlete Foundation, and they're both going to help us out in discussing some of our fundraising efforts. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and let Marcella kick off the video introducing us to Liv.
My name is Olivia Stone, and I was born with my hands fused very short with 2 fingers on each hand. Growing up with a limb difference has been pretty hard because you just get so many stares and you get so many questions. And that's really hard as a teen when you're going through puberty and growing up and wanting to fit in. I've had trouble with sports like basketball, field hockey, and they just weren't really for me because I had to use my hands a lot. I fell far behind. Last summer, I went to a CAF clinic with Rob Machado, and I got to surf with him. I got up my second wave. It just came so naturally, and I just fell in love with it. You feel the whole force of the ocean pushing you towards the shore. It's the best. I realized that this is what I want to do.
When we got back from the clinic, she lit up just for days. And me as a parent, that is what it's all about.
I live in Pennsylvania, and the closest beach is 2.5 hours away.
CAF found a coach for her. She started surfing on the weekends.
I got a DM from Danny Burt.
I'm an above-knee amputee, a doctor of physical therapy, and a world adaptive surfing champion. I was asked to be the co-captain for Team USA, and one of the positions we were missing was the adaptive standing 1 in the women's division, and I automatically thought of Liv.
I got asked by Danny and the coaches on Team USA to go and compete at the World Championship.
It's the largest international surfing competition in the world, and it's happening right now in La Jolla.
I was like, heck yeah, I will. But I was always pushed into a wave by someone, like a mentor or a coach. A couple days before the competition, Sean Brody was like, Liv, you can't have anyone in the water with you. You're gonna have to do this 100% independently.
I would describe Liv as unstoppable. She's got the positivity and the state of mind that's not going to let anything slow her down.
Both her arms are shorter, so to watch her surf is the craziest thing ever. I'm completely impressed because it's all her core and her legs.
So I had a training session with Sean. I got up on my first wave 100% by myself. It was the best feeling to be totally independent. Like knowing that I can do this.
USA! USA!
And the gold medal winner is Team USA.
Team USA actually won gold. To have a gold medal be placed over your head, under your shoulders, is a moment I'll never forget.
she just was like, let's move to California. And my husband and I are like, no, that's not gonna happen. And she just kept talking and talking about it.
If you have a sport or a hobby or something that really gives you that feeling, it's like, how can you not support that?
This is our condo we're staying in. This is my home for the next couple months.
The Challenge Athletes Foundation and myself personally believe that sports makes people whole. It gives you a place of belonging, it gives you a community, and she's found her community. She's found people that have come and supported her and built her up and that want to see her succeed.
I can't describe it, but I feel like she's finally at home and around people who accept her as she is.
I think it's great to see her drive and determination. Hey, what if someday I surf in the Paralympics? You know, that was pretty cool. You know, so to hear. Sorry. To hear her talk about that kind of passion, that was pretty cool for a dad to see.
My overall goal, which is maybe far-fetched, but I want to be on the world tour for surfing. Like, I want to make it to the professional level and be the best.
All right, well, thanks. That's a good introduction. And Bob, if you'd like to take the controls here, and it's all yours.
Thank you so much, Ben, and a huge thank you to Team Lusardi for all your awesome support of CAF over the years. You guys have really, really been amazing. Hey, Liv, from where that video finished up, we had you in California, living here in San Diego. How has that journey been since that video finished up?
Yeah, I mean, that video was, I mean, watching that, it seems like forever ago. So we've been out here, we're supposed to only come out here for a couple months, and you know, we're still here. So we've been here for like a year and a half now. We didn't go home, so we're living here full time now. And it's just been insane. Like, I look back to that first World Championships, and I really was just a beginner. I wasn't sure like what I was doing. And then just before COVID hit recently, there was the second World Championships that I went to, and I could actually like prepare. I've been surfing for a while, and then yeah, I ended up winning gold in my division, and Team USA ended up getting silver. And so I was just so lucky to be able to compete and get that competition in, because that's like what I was striving for, to win gold. And so yeah, I mean, it's been crazy ever since.
So, and then your dad's there, and dad's been basically still back in Pennsylvania. Mom's been out here, but having dad there to help carry you off after winning the gold medal, how cool was that?
Oh yeah, when I got chaired, when I knew I won, my best friend Adam and my dad lifted me up and like took me through the crowd. And to have like two of my like biggest supporters there with me was just incredible. I'll never forget that moment.
You know, sometimes people underestimate the power of sport and how important it is for helping people feel comfortable in their own skin. Talk a little bit about how surfing changed you as a person.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, before surfing, I felt like I was a little bit more insecure about my limb difference, you know, because of playing soccer. It had nothing to do with my arms. And then, so now surfing, I had all these adaptations. And when I was in the water, it felt like nothing else mattered but like me and the ocean, you know, and I just felt like all my troubles were gone, and I just felt at home with the water. And now I can inspire other people in the surfing community, and I think that's super special.
Yeah, and you're also one of those people who likes to give back. We had a thing in June, I think it was June 23rd, where you helped surprise Sophia Saunders with a surfboard of her own. Talk a little bit about the giving back aspect of this.
Yeah, it was so cool, because when I first started to connect with CAF, you know, I was given grants and these amazing opportunities, and it was like overwhelming, because I was like the love of CAF, and you know, it was all new to me. And then now that I've been surfing a lot and I've been in the community, I really wanted to give back to someone who's just starting out in the community. And Sophia, a young surfer girl, I knew what that was like, getting in the water, not really knowing everything. And so I wanted to give her the board and surprise her and show her all the love of CAF because I know what that was like. And I wanted to pass on my knowledge and stoke for the sport.
And going out in the ocean with her new board, pretty fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah.
You're also part of our community challenge that Lusardi is a huge supporter of. Talk a little bit about getting involved with this. I think you've raised, what, over $3,200 already as part of the community challenge. How important is that for you?
Oh, yeah. So that's also another way that I can give back to CAF, raising money on my behalf, which I think is super cool for me. Like, I've been doing it, like, I've been surfing every day out front. So I've been passing along my story to the community here in Carlsbad, as well as my community back home in Pennsylvania. Most of that money, I believe, is my supporters from back at home. So in my small town, everyone has been giving and donating to support my dreams. And I think it's cool to have like those people back me up in my corner.
Moving to a strange place when you're 16 years old, when you're in the midst of high school, away from all your friends and family besides mom, how scary was that?
It was pretty terrifying, but I knew like my end goal was surfing every day, and like nothing else seemed to matter than to get in the water. And like, I persevered and I got great friends out here. I still talk to my friends back at home. I'm making it work, and it's awesome. Like, I love living out here.
What could be better than living in freaking San Diego? So when you first came out and were going to in the surf clinics, did you even know who Rob Machado was when this guy with braids and a big beard comes out to help you out? Did you have a clue that this guy was a legend in the sport of surfing?
No, I did not know, because I was not in the surfing world, and I didn't know how big he was. I think it was Nancy's. Someone from CAF was like, "Hey, like, this dude's a big deal," and I was like, "Really? This is cool." and then I realized after how much of a star he is in the surfing world.
So what's next? Obviously, competitions this year have been canceled after winning the world championship. So you're a gold medalist, right? You get that going. And at this point, the Paralympics we're looking potentially at 2028, I think. Is that what you're thinking in terms of 2028 will be my first Paralympics of what could be many?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to go to the Paralympics. That's my overall goal. And just, I know that's far away, that's 7.5 years. So from now, I mean, taking it step by step of just training, being in the water, sharing my story along the way, and just being the best athlete that I can be.
What has CAF meant to you?
That's a crazy question, because they mean so much, and they're a family. They've supported me through my dreams from day one, and they're amazing. Yeah.
And you've made the cool part, what I love is seeing all the kids about the same age, usually at San Diego Triathlon Challenge, all of them hanging out together. And, for someone like yourself to be with people who are dealing with the same type of situations, how special is that for you? Because I'm betting you didn't know that many people who were dealing with limb loss.
Yeah, before, I felt like I was kind of alone with this. I knew a couple of people, but I wasn't really close to them. And then when you put all the adaptive athletes together, you almost feel like you know their name, but you feel like you know their whole life. You just connect so much, and you just become instant friends, and friends that last forever. I have a lot of my CAF friends that are my age, will be my friends forever, because that's the type of community it is.
So in the community challenge, obviously, because we can't do the SDTC, we're doing community challenge, which we're going to raise $1 million or $2 million, and we're going to do 1,000,000 miles. Team Lusardi has been a huge part of San Diego Triathlon Challenge over the years, and again this year. What's your message to Team Lusardi and their team in terms of the importance of fundraising this year?
Yeah, I mean, I just want to thank you guys so much for supporting this amazing event. I've been there a couple times, and it's just incredible to see all the athletes together and competing to raise money for people like me. And I just thank you so much for supporting my dreams and my friends' dreams.
Awesome. Liv, thanks so much for taking time to chat, and we'll see you in the surf.
Yeah, of course.
Liv Stone has been our guest, and I'm going to bring on Heidi Wiggins, our CAF community manager. She's going to jump in and share some info for Team Lusardi. Heidi, you're on.
I'm unmuted. I'm on microphone. I'm on. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Bob, Liv. Thank you so much for continuing to share your story and your passion for CAF. I do have one question for you. I know we're going to probably go back to question and answer, but I have one question for you. What is your all-time favorite Challenge Athletes Foundation moment? When was your mission moment?
Oh yeah, Rising Star. I got the Rising Star Award last year.
Nice.
And I got to, which was incredible, and I still have the plaque hanging in my room. And I got to go out on stage and like give a little speech and tell the world how important CAF is to me, and that was definitely the highlight for sure.
Thanks. Well, we're happy to have you as part of our family and as an amazing ambassador. So good morning, everyone. As Bob said, I am the Community Engagement Manager for the Challenged Athletes Foundation, and my role is to help individual fundraisers raise money and be connected to CAF and the mission. As Bob and Liv both talked about, we had to pivot this year, as everybody is. You've probably seen a lot of virtual participation. CAF does a lot of their fundraising through events, and as everything has happened this year, we've had to cancel all of our events, and so we have also joined the virtual train, and we launched, excuse me, August 8th, we launched the CAF Community Challenge presented by Vega. It's a 10-week family fun challenge where, as Bob mentioned, we want to collectively move over 1 million miles. We want to raise $2 million to empower millions of dreams. So what that means is we have this 1 million mile goal that when you sign up, it's easy to sign up and you connect to your Strava account, however you would like to do that. We start tracking those miles. So anytime you move, you launch your app and it tracks those miles for you. So raising the miles to raise $2 million, we really need to do that because those dollars are going to help us provide grants to people like Liv in March of 2021. So this last year we gave over $6 million to grants for our 2020 season, but we're really trying to raise money now to fulfill those dreams for 2021. So this 10-week challenge, it's super fun, it's super motivating, it's super engaging. We have mission moments, we have challenges, and it also includes integration with your fitness apps. We have a leaderboard so that you can see yourself being tracked in the community so that you can see where you sit. Right now, last I checked, I was at about maybe 100, which I'm trying to move that up a little bit from a miles perspective, but it's fun to be able to see where I'm sitting within our community of 400 strong. You'll receive inspirational and coaching emails to connect you to CAF and the mission and help you fundraise so you can forward this content on to your supporters, to your family, your friends, to ask them to help you get to this goal that you set for yourself. We end the community challenge on October 18th with a weekend of celebration. So for anybody who's familiar with our celebration of abilities, we're actually doing that virtually again this year. So where Liv received her Rising Star Award was at a celebration of abilities last year. This year we're going to be doing that virtually, and we're going to still be handing out awards, the Rising Star Awards, and really recognizing those people in our community that have just really excelled and done amazing things for CAF from a volunteer perspective, from a supporter perspective, and of course from an athlete perspective. And then on October 18th is when we're going to really encourage everyone to get out as a community and get out moving, and let's try to get to that 1 million mile goal. But as anybody who is familiar with the San Diego Triathlon Challenge and Challenge Athletes Foundation, we are also known for our swag. So of course, no event would go unnoticed without amazing CAF swag. So if you raise $100, you get your CAF branded t-shirt, Nike branded t-shirt, and our face mask. And then if you get to that $500 mark, you get that coveted Xterra co-branded swag bag with Nike shorts and shirts and all sorts of great things inside of it. So really trying to stay true to our roots and providing you guys that amazing swag. As of this morning, we're going into week 3. We hit week 3 on Saturday. We have over 400 participants. We've raised over $334,000 and we've moved over 28,000 miles. So we're really tracking to hit that 1 million mile mark, and we're really tracking to hit that 2 million mile goal, but we can't do it without the help of you guys, Lasardi, who's been such amazing partners of ours for so many years. Team Lasardi has a team set up. And if you guys don't have any other questions regarding this amazing challenge, I'm going to hand it back over to Ben so that he can tell you a little bit more about how the team Lasardi signs up. And if you have any other questions for me, please let me know. Also on this call is Jen Rose, and Jen is my peer at the Challenge Athletes Foundation organization, and she can help with any other fundraising tips and tricks. We'll also be sending some stuff out via email. But we are so excited to have you guys involved and really know that Lasardi is going to head to the top of the leaderboard, because I know you guys are motivated to do that. So any questions, comments?
Oh, hey, sorry, we're unmuted. So I do have a question. This is Ben. And I was just curious to know if you could kind of give us the scope of the cost of some of the equipment that you provide for the athletes through the grants. Is that something that you can just sort of give us a spectrum of how much it costs? And then my understanding is for especially a lot of the young athletes, their needs, they have to get refitted every few months or even more often than that, depending on how fast they're growing.
Yeah, of course, of course. Bob, do you want to field that? Or
sure. So
yeah.
when we're talking prosthetic legs, a single leg amputee a running leg is about $15,000. And obviously if you're double amp, that's $30,000. And fortunately we have this amazing partnership with OSER, the best prosthetic maker in the world. So those grants for legs come through OSER. A hand cycle, which is something someone who's paralyzed would use in replacing a bicycle, anywhere from $3,500 to $5,000. A racing chair, about the same. A quad rugby chair, which is rugby for someone who is a quadriplegic, that can be $3,500 to $4,500. The other aspect is, in this year is different, but normally if someone is going to the Paralympics or if someone needs coaching, that's another aspect of what people would apply to for grants to get to Tokyo or to get to a race over in Europe or Asia. Obviously that's not going to happen this year. So a lot of our athletes who did receive grants this year, like Heidi was saying, it was 3,921 grants went out for athletes in 105 different sports. I didn't even know there were 105 different sports. So think about all the equipment, training, and travel associated with 105 different sports. That's why this last March we gave out, it was $5.9 million worth of equipment, training, and travel. So the equipment's expensive, and what we're finding, things that are really a positive, we never used to see someone who was paralyzed going off-road. Right? You never thought they'd be going off-road on a mountain bike. Well, now the equipment is getting to the point where there actually are off-road mountain bikes. That's a positive, getting more of our athletes off-road. Negative, those pieces of equipment are $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. So the need is constantly there, and the equipment is really an issue when it comes to our athletes staying in the game of life through sport.
Okay, thanks, Bob. I appreciate that. I just want to thank all 3 of you for taking the time to talk to us and share your story and give us some motivation to do our best to try and help out as much as we can. I'll just add a little bit.
Ben, I'm sorry. Look, one more thing I wanted to add that you asked about. So we will give out equipment grants to young children up until the age of 18 every single year. So as you can imagine, $15,000 for a running prosthetic every year is really challenging for a family whose median income is $50,000 a year. So we'll do that as the child continues, as the athlete grows up until 18, we will give out equipment grants every year.
So, and one other quick thing on that, Ben, it used to be if someone was missing a leg, that their doctors and prosthetists would say, listen, your child is growing. it makes no sense to get this 4, 5, or 6-year-old a running leg because they're going to outgrow it in 2 years. So these kids would not get a running leg, they'd have a walking leg, which meant that until they were 14, they were the last kid picked. They had a walking leg, while every other kid playing tag had 2 legs. So that, just think about what that does to you, your mentality, feeling like you're always last. So that's never been a hindrance for us. If somebody's 2, 3, 4 years old and they need a running leg, they get a running leg. That's a huge part of what Challenge Athletes Foundation is all about.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's a really good point. And that's just an ongoing expense for Challenge Athletes Foundation, but it's a worthy expense for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming and participating in this. I would just provide a personal anecdote for me. I started supporting Challenge Athlete Foundation a little over a decade ago. It was after my second tour coming back from Iraq, and I went and participated in some of the triathlon challenges, and I just saw what y'all were doing, especially for veterans, and it was really something that I thought was incredibly important to help people get back into the game. And so it's something that I've just been happy to participate in. That's why I volunteered to be the captain this year, and I'm going to do my best to get us all going here. So
thank you, guys. And the support of Lusardi over the years has been phenomenal. You guys have been such great partners. We really appreciate everything you do for CAF.
All right, do we have any more questions from anybody that's listening? Okay, if there are no more questions, I'm your point of contact, Ben Wild. You cannot forget my name, so it's pretty easy to remember. And so Liv and Heidi and Nancy and Bob, I just want to thank you again for taking your time to share with us, and we'll be in touch, and if there's anything we can do in the interim, just let me know.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Bye.